Hi Aries, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Aries, this is your general reading starting today on the 1st of July. Awesome new energy. I do apologize that I'm uploading these videos a bit late in terms of when I say that I'm supposed to upload them. I'm doing a lot of healing work lately and I need to prioritize that. But let's see what specifically is going on for you, Aries. For the very near future is what I'm asking about, and it can be anything. It can also be love that comes through, even though it's not a love reading. And yeah, I'm incorporating the frequency of the number, the today's date, into the reading as a basis for the reading. And today is just number 1. Nothing more, nothing less, just 1. So there's a strong new beginning here. Strong new adventure, strong new beginning, restart, reset. And I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. There you go. There you go. So cool. We have 2, 3, 4, 4, and then 2, 7. If you will, because you add up 16 to number 7. So I'm just gonna it's almost like we're playing up a little movie here, because we're starting with number 4, which is all about foundation and a heart matter. And I do apologize, the camera reverses the images. It says discontent and boredom on the bottom, so you might have been a bit bored, Aries, about what to do, feeling like you're doing things, feeling like you're asking for things. It's almost like I have been a good student. I am doing what I'm supposed to do. So why isn't it moving any faster? This is sort of has turned into my frustration card. But if you're doing a bit of a better job to sort of not complain about it hasn't showed up yet, or the thing that you see is happening isn't happening faster or fast enough, if you just turn around, instead of just looking at what doesn't work, you turn around and you see the essence of it. You don't see it clearly because it's foggy, it's a bit blurred, but it's still the essence of a castle. So you're in the works of creating something awesome. And also every ray of the rainbow is coming in here. Purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, like it's seeping in, and it's like, but where you're looking, it just looks dark. If you just turn around, you're gonna see the whole freaking rainbow, and you're gonna see that you have the essence of a castle. It's like, it's not even just a house or a cottage or a bike. It's a freaking castle. You might not want a castle, but you know what I mean. It's like something, you're in the works of something awesome, and it's actually your very frustration that holds it apart from you, that holds it away from you. It is a heart matter. You're doing the right thing. We have a green border, so there's wholeness here, there's healing here. You're laying a new foundation. And so it's asking you, so it's like, okay, yeah, I was a bit bored there, I guess. But then I will turn around, and then here we have rejoice and celebration. And it's cups, it's 3 cups, it's 4 cups in the image. It could talk about love, it could talk about something, because we have a 4, 3, and then we have 2, 4 coming out after. It's like we're so interesting, because that has come out a bit. So when something is being repeated like this in the messages for every sign, it's like, I think it's for the collective. When something comes out more often than once, it's a bit of a back and forth energy right now. So I think that a lot of people are experiencing, finally we're moving forward, and it's like, or maybe not, or yes we are, or maybe not. It's like, you can't really decide, or you can't really decide. So if you just do a bit of a better job to just celebrate, it's almost like celebrate the smaller cups if you just have a normal dinner on a Wednesday, you have a normal dinner on a Wednesday, take out your finest china, whoever has china in their house, take out your finest glass, like the glass that you enjoy the most to drink out of. Don't save that for a rainy day or for a better day or for parties, you know. Take that out now, or whatever, however that metaphorically works for you. Celebrate the smaller cups, because that's going to bring the castle, that's going to bring the bigger cup. Okay? We have number 3, which speaks about passion, joy, creativity, fun. So it's a bit more like, be more playful, celebrate in advance. And I know a lot of people say, I don't want to get my hopes up, because if it doesn't work, you know, then I haven't been happy in vain for 2 days. Yeah, tough job to be happy for 2 days. And the very thing is that you're actually going to get what you want if you get your hopes up, if you feel happy, if you feel passionate about something that hasn't arrived yet. That's the very way to achieve it. But there's so many people saying like, I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get disappointed and to pay the price of happiness. That is tough. So celebrate in advance. Celebrate the smaller things, the smaller successes when they happen. Do as the kid does it. They're like, they find a coin on the ground and they're like, I found a coin. Yeah, it's just a coin. You know, they're celebrating the small stuff to the bigger stuff. Follow the kid's lead, guys. And then there's something with the back and forth here. I feel like the reason it doesn't manifest, or the reason it doesn't go quicker, is because the minute that you're like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to focus here now. And then you get distracted. Somebody says something, somebody does something, somebody gets in your way. And all of a sudden that is more important. It's more important to focus on that thing that got in the way than where you're headed. And so now this is called mental conflict. And I think it is a mental conflict. I don't think it's so much a mental conflict about where you're going. I think you know deep down where you're going. If you sit and you scale away, like you let all the distractions and all of that go, and you just have a minute with yourself and just a piece of paper and a pen, whoever uses that these days, and you write down what it is that you want, you know what you want. So the mental conflict or whatever gets in the way is more like, oh, the television was on and so I watched something there instead. Oh, somebody said something there and now I need to go talk about it. It's like there's small little things that you allow to get in the way of where you're heading. And you might not sit there thinking, I am heading to this goal, and now because this thing came in and I focus more on that, my goal is now interrupted. But the thing is that that's how the energy works. If you've set your goal somewhere and you spend 80% of that day talking and doing stuff around other things than the actual goal that you have, yes, you're going to eventually feel conflicted. It's almost like it doesn't happen. Maybe it's not for me. Yes, it is for you. You're just supposed to turn the television off. Or yes, it is for you. You're not supposed to care about what other people think or what other people are doing right now. They're choosing their thoughts and their mind and to have the opinions that they have and to do whatever they're doing, and you're choosing yours. And you have as much of your own reality as they're having yours. Just because they're having theirs doesn't mean that it's interfering with yours, unless you invite it and talk to your friend about it or start a Facebook group about it. And then we have number 4. So it's like, okay, we're starting on the 4, we're heading somewhere, we're having the heart in the right place, we're laying the new foundation, and I'm on my way. I'm celebrating a tiny bit the big stuff that I want to come in. I'm celebrating in a smaller capacity, but then something gets in the way and you get a bit consumed by it. You're, to be honest, you're not the grandest focuser in that moment. You let yourself, what's that? Like, you let yourself be persuaded elsewhere. And if the elsewhere is something that you enjoy, if there's somebody coming and say, hey, let's go for coffee and ice cream, and you love that, by all means, go for coffee and ice cream. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when something gets your attention that you get a bit frustrated about, and that you spend your time talking about instead of this good thing that you're heading towards, that's when you dim the light a bit. That's when you dim the clear road to that. If you're doing something that is in the same capacity as the energy that you're searching for, if that makes sense, a coffee and an ice cream can easily have you continue on your path. It's that other thing that comes in that interrupts, that has you a bit even annoyed or upset, or I feel an irritation with an outside. I'm very blunt here and I'm very honest here today and a bit harsh. But it's none of your business what they're off thinking. And then you might say, but it is my business when they're thinking that type of thing and saying that type of thing to me. Or that you even overhear people, or you even see something on the news or read something or whatever. And then you start to have strong opinions about it. When you think you need to have strong opinions about it and you need to talk about it, or at least think about it, because if you don't, we're so taught that the quietest person, or the quieter we are about this, the more dangerous it is. No, it's not. The quieter you are about it, and the more focus you put elsewhere on the very thing that you want to get rid of, then you get to focus on what you want to focus on to bring that in instead. That's how everything gets so much attention and focus, because the thing that we don't want to have here is where you put your focus. Instead of saying, let's forget about that, let's understand law of attraction once and for all, and put our focus on what we want. And stop inviting other energies that you don't want to have there. That in itself, if you think that you're doing the world a service by talking about, we need to bring awareness to this, please don't bring awareness to that. The more awareness you bring to something, the bigger it's going to get. The less awareness you bring to something, the smaller it's going to get. I know it feels so fundamentally wrong when we don't talk about something that feels so important. But talk about it if it feels important. Go to the solution about it, and for the love of God, stay in the solution. That's one way to do it. So this is obviously something that is really on your mind right now, or I wouldn't go on and on about it. You're laying a brand new foundation, so I think there's something good coming out of it. I think whatever is going on in your surroundings right now, have you think about things. You're thinking about things, and you're engaging in things, and you're having opinions about things. And what it does, what is good about that, is that you're laying a brand new foundation. There's strong new foundation that is being put down right now. So it says firm foundation on the bottom. We have a red border which speaks about a new foundation. We have the foundation like in the back, lower back. In Swedish, I call this pengafläcken, money spot. I call this my money spot. Like if I do healing work and I work with a person that is very tired in their lower back, or they feel like they've thrown out their back, but it's like in the beginning, it's the beginning stages. It's sort of when you just feel tired around that. You usually block out the physical element into the energy element of it. It's like you block out the support and money. I'm not saying that this is going on for everybody, but it has been a quite common theme. You're doing something great here right now. So even though you might be complaining a bit or having opinions, and even if you don't voice them out loud, I feel like you're feeling things. You're a bit annoyed. You're very cute. It helps you put a new foundation down. It really helps you to understand what it is that you truly want. Like, you don't want that outside thing. You want this. And to then turn inwards and really pay attention to what it is that you want. In the midst of this, in the midst of all, like, it's almost like you're choosing where to go right now. So interesting, because it's like you already chose. You already know where to go. That comes out so clear. You already know what your goal is. You already know what you're aiming for, where you're headed. You're just being a bit thrown off your course every once in a while. But here comes a big, it says disruption on the bottom, and it's number 16. And 16 for me is all about sudden shift and sudden changes. Something really gets your attention and shifts things for you. This is very dramatic. It's a very dramatic image, but it like disorganizes everything for a moment. But that's a good thing. It just makes you reorganize, replace, start over. We have the strong number 1 here today. It's like a brand new start in something, and whatever sort of didn't work, I don't know, you probably felt it. Whatever doesn't work these days, it's going to be thrown out. And that can mean, it doesn't mean that it has to be so bad that it breaks off. It can even be like you have been in a relationship and the relationship has been looking good. But that's also all it has. It has been looking good. But if you've looked closer, it's like, is it really? It's like then all of a sudden, maybe you just feel this inner voice saying, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Or somebody comes out from the blue, it feels like, and ending things with you. Or what seemed to be a good job or a good situation for you to be in, all of a sudden you're being let go. Or you having that inner feeling that it seems good. It seems good on paper. It looks good. It looks good where they're going. It sounds really promising. You just have that voice that says, nah, I don't want to be here. Listen to that voice. And there seems to be something that's helping you. Like if you're having struggles or troubles to get away from it, you're going to be helped to move away from it. And even though at first glance that might look a bit terrifying or it looks a bit scary, it's going to settle down really quickly. And you're going to see that that's something you wanted. 16 in itself is a really good frequency. We have a brand new beginning. Number 6 is about the totality about you, the totality of you. Like when you're when you're tuned in, I think I was going to say honed. When you've honed in your own energy, when you're in alignment with your own energy, it's like there's nothing lacking. We have a balance there. You're in alignment. And then combining 6 plus 1, we have a 7. So there's a completion of something that you're going to benefit from. So whatever's been tossed up in the air right now, whatever this is for you, and that you're having a bit of trouble staying on course with, that is going on for some of you guys, and you being a bit frustrated or drawn away from it due to other things happening on the outside. You have a really easy tendency to like a kid, what's going on there? But also it's like it might be something that is trying to pull you away from the very thing that you're doing, because the very thing that you're doing might not be the thing that you want to do. If you don't know that yet, you're going to be helped to move away from it, okay? And then we have this card, it says choose wisely. And so it's so interesting because this 16 that adds up to 7 in the card has now already been added up to 7. So it doesn't really show there, but it says number 7 here. And on the bottom it says choose wisely. So it's like, I want to say that there's no wrong choice here. There's never a wrong choice. Always go after the choice that feels best for you in the moment. And that choice will lead to another choice that feels best in the moment. And that choice will lead to another choice that feels best in the moment. And eventually If you feel like you could choose the wrong thing and you're putting so much emphasis and so much time in choosing, then you put trust on the side. If you trust that, if it feels good, that's your inner being saying, this is the right path for you right now. And you 2 weeks in think that this wasn't what I wanted. Instead of just saying, I picked the wrong thing, or I picked the wrong person, or I picked the wrong whatever, job or car or whatever. Instead of thinking you went for the wrong thing, you were led down the wrong path. No, you were not. You were led down the path that will bring you to whatever it is that you want. But you're being brought there the quickest and easiest way for you. It might not look easy, and it might not look quick, and maybe not even from somebody standing on the outside, but they have nothing to do with you on your path. So that then it's like you're being asked to choose wisely. To now, okay, so yes, choose wisely, but what does that mean? Choose whatever feels the best in the moment. That's all you can do. You can't even weigh pros and cons. You can't weigh the positive against the negative, because you don't see the full picture and where you're headed. So instead of doing that, the choose wisely is all about where does it feel the best right now, and then go there. Ultimately, it will lead to freedom, because we have two birds here and they will lead you to freedom. I'm going to go into the extended and see if I can find some clarity here, because it feels like I'm talking a bit in mysterious ways here. Maybe it's really clear to you guys, then I'm happy. But I'm going to go into the extended and see what else I can find. So if you're interested in that, come join me there. It's in the link in the description box down below. If this is where we go our separate ways, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys. Bye.